In the shadow of Cataclysm, where life teetered on the brink of extinction, a bizarre phenomenon unfolded. The Earth, once teeming with life, was devastated by a catastrophic event, an event that wiped out nearly all forms of life, leaving behind a world cloaked in darkness and desolation. Amidst the ruins of this shattered world, a small group of resilient hominids struggled to survive. Faced with a brutal and harsh environment, their societies collapsed, their tool-making skills dissipated, and their knowledge base vanished. Their evolutionary ladder was turned upside down as nature selected for physical survival over cognitive complexity. Over millennia, these primitive forms would re-evolve, driven by random mutations and the relentless hand of natural selection. This time, however, evolution led to the emergence of beings who would redefine the course of life on Earth. Join us as we delve into the enigmatic regressive evolution hypothesis, a story of survival, regression, and an unexpected leap forward. It was an event of unimaginable destruction. An asteroid hurtling through the void of space collided with Earth with the force of 1,000 atomic bombs. The impact ignited infernos, choked the skies with ash, and plunged the world into a darkness that seemed eternal. In the wake of this devastation, a supervolcano erupted, spewing molten rock and poisonous gases into the atmosphere. The combined cataclysms created an environment where only the most resilient could hope to survive. This apocalyptic scenario wiped out the majority of Earth's species, leaving behind a barren and desolate landscape. The once lush and vibrant ecosystems were reduced to wastelands, where the remnants of life clung precariously to existence. Among the survivors were a small group of hominids, our distant ancestors who had once thrived in a world teeming with life. Now they faced a harsh and unforgiving reality, a world where survival demanded adaptation in ways previously unimagined. These hominids were on the path to evolutionary greatness, but now, isolated and pushed to their limits, they began to undergo a process of regression, reverting to more primitive forms, a descent into simplicity, a descent into devolution. In the aftermath of Catastrophe, the surviving hominids faced an unforgiving world. Their once advanced societies, tools and knowledge were obliterated, while survival became their sole focus. Stripped of their advancements and isolated from each other, these hominids underwent a process of regressive evolution. Their harsh environment dictated that only the most basic and essential traits for survival would prevail. Over generations, their bodies adapted, regressing to a more primitive phenotype. Their brains, once capable of complex thought and innovation, now prioritized immediate survival over abstract reasoning. Natural selection emphasized the primal region of the brain, also known as the reptilian brain, leading to a focus on instincts and basic problem-solving necessary for daily existence. This regression was not a step backward, but a necessary adaptation to an environment where simplicity equated to survival. The hominids became more robust, their senses sharper, their reflexes quicker. They were no longer the advanced beings of a bygone era, but resilient survivors, molded by the primal forces of nature. As they adapted, they formed tight-knit groups, relying on cooperation and communal living to withstand the challenges of their environment. Social structures became simpler yet more cohesive, rooted in the basic principles of mutual aid and protection. In this state of primitiveness, the hominids were paradoxically laying the groundwork for a new phase of evolution. The simplicity of their existence, coupled with the relentless pressures of survival, created an environment ripe for the emergence of new traits and abilities. The seeds of future transformation were sown in the crucible of regression. From these primitive forms, a new kind of hominid would eventually emerge, one with the potential to surpass the achievements of their ancestors. As Earth slowly healed from its wounds, the story of our primitive hominid ancestors continued to unfold. Millennia passed like grains of sand slipping through an hourglass, each one bringing small yet significant changes. This was the era of re-evolution, a testament to the unyielding resilience of life. In this ever-changing world, the hominids faced new challenges and opportunities. Random mutations, nature's fickle dice, began to shape their destiny once more. Each alteration, each tiny shift in their genetic makeup, was a step along the path of re-evolution. Some mutations brought about enhancements in dexterity and agility, better suited for hunting. Others improved cognitive functions, allowing these beings to solve problems with greater ingenuity. The process was slow, imperceptible to the naked eye, but inexorable as the passage of time itself. As generations passed, the hominids' social structures evolved as well. Their communal bonds strengthened, giving rise to rudimentary forms of culture and shared knowledge. They communicated more effectively, using gestures and sounds that would one day form the basis of language. From their primitive state, these beings were navigating the stream of natural selection once again. The perils of their environment forged new traits, and those who adapted best, bypassing obstacles and continuing onward, passed their genes to the next generation. Amidst this gradual transformation, a new kind of hominid began to emerge. Where their environment previously selected for robust strength, it now prioritized cognitive complexity, leading to beings that could plan, innovate, and problem-solve. The spark of intelligence that had once flickered dimly was now a growing flame, becoming ever brighter with each passing generation. Their journey, however, was far from over. The road ahead was fraught with challenges, but the Millennia of Re-Evolution had set the stage for a remarkable leap forward, a leap that would eventually lead to the rise of modern humans, the dawn of culture, and the birth of civilizations. From this retrogression emerged a new kind of hominid, one marked by an unexpected leap in intelligence. These beings were the products of countless generations of adaptation and mutation, forged by the relentless forces of nature. Their brains, once driven by mere survival instinct, now began to develop the capacity for abstract thought and complex problem-solving. This was not just a biological evolution, but an awakening of consciousness. With this newfound intelligence came the ability to manipulate their environment in ways previously unimaginable. They crafted tools with precision, hunted with strategic planning, and built shelters that offered more than mere protection. They provided a sense of community and continuity. Whereas communication had devolved into basic sounds and gestures, it re-emerged as more complex forms of expression, laying the groundwork for a more efficient means of knowledge sharing. Tight-knit communities allowed knowledge, information, and newfound skills to pass down through generations, preserving the wisdom of the past and building upon it for the future. This period of development was marked by an explosion of creativity and innovation. The control and use of fire, the wheel and creation of symmetrical polygons allowed them to express their thoughts and emotions in ways that transcended mere survival. These hominids were no longer just survivors of a bygone catastrophe. They were the pioneers of a new era, ready to explore and shape the world around them. They were the architects of a future that held the promise of greatness, a future that would one day give birth to the wonders of human civilization. As the new hominids harnessed their enhanced intelligence and capabilities, the seeds of civilization began to sprout. From the remnants of a desolate world, they built the foundations of a new era, one characterized by ingenuity, culture, and social complexity. The discovery and control of fire marked a pivotal moment. No longer at the mercy of the elements, they used fire to cook food, ward off predators, and bring warmth to their shelters. This mastery over nature's fiercest force symbolized their emerging dominion over the environment. Pastoralism and the dawn of agriculture transformed their way of life. They began to domesticate animals, cultivate the land, collect milk, sow seeds, and reap harvests. This pivotal shift laid the groundwork for population growth and societal development, without which civilization as we know it would not exist. Language, which had evolved extensively from its previous simplistic iteration, was furthered by the twin inventions of phonetic alphabets and parchment. These unique innovations allowed people to record and share knowledge, pass down traditions, and foster cooperation on an unprecedented scale, and in ways that had not been seen for millennia. As they settled into these burgeoning communities, art and culture began to flourish. Where once rudimentary cave paintings captured the essence of their thoughts, new mediums and materials brought forth their creativity in an explosion of artwork, architecture, and symbolic expression. The mind of man became actualized in the physical world. Social structures grew in complexity. Leaders emerged, guiding their groups with wisdom and experience. Primitive rituals and traditions became institutionalized, strengthening communal bonds and providing a sense of identity and continuity. Simple bartering gave way to sophisticated systems of trade, allowing for the sharing of resources and knowledge with neighboring groups. From the ashes of devolution, they forged a new path forward, one that would lead to the heights of human achievement. They were no longer mere survivors. They were creators, innovators, and pioneers of a new world. The foundations they laid would support the rise of great civilizations, marking the dawn of an era filled with boundless potential. But could an ancient human species really have gone through an evolutionary regression? Researchers such as anthropologists Gregory Cochrane and Henry Harpending in their book, The 10,000-Year Explosion, have argued that rapid evolutionary change could have been spurned by cultural adaptations over the last 10 millennia. These adaptations could have created feedback loops that accelerated humanity's cognitive development and facilitated increasingly complex behavior. The archaeological record also demonstrates anomalies that simply have no rational explanation. Tools, structures, even footprints dating back hundreds of thousands, even millions of years, upends the 300,000-year timeline normally accepted for our species' existence. If, as the current thinking goes, Homo sapiens have only been around for a few 100,000 years, just who exactly made them? However, some scientists argue that the observed changes in hominids could be attributed to environmental factors, rather than regression followed by re-evolution. Others question the feasibility of such a dramatic evolutionary reversal. But debates about whether hominids regressed in the past is one thing, whether it could happen in the future is quite another. While the notion may seem far-fetched, the ever-changing dynamics of our universe leave open the door to a myriad of potential future scenarios, some of which include evolutionary regression. One scenario involves environmental upheaval. Just as our ancestors faced cataclysmic events in the past, future generations may confront similar challenges, leading to widespread devastation and the need for rapid adaptation. Another possibility lies in the realm of genetic manipulation. As our understanding of genetics, biotechnology, and virology advances, we may inadvertently alter the course of evolution through cutting-edge, but potentially deadly experiments, leading to unforeseen changes in the genetic makeup of our species. Furthermore, the exploration of space opens up the possibility of encountering extraterrestrial life forms with capabilities far beyond our own. The potential for encountering novel alien pathogens or extraterrestrial species with sociopathic leanings could recalibrate humanity back to the Paleolithic. In each of these scenarios, forces of change and adaptation are at play, challenging life forms to evolve in response to new environments, stimuli, and opportunities. While the specifics may be uncertain, the underlying principle remains the same: the dynamic nature of evolution and the potential for radical transformations in the course of life's journey. As we peer into the unknown depths of the future, we are reminded of the unpredictable nature of life and the boundless potential for change. The concept of regressive evolution serves as a poignant caution that the journey of life is far from linear, with twists and turns awaiting us at every step along the way. There was no guarantee that Homo sapiens were bound to end up in their current form. We should expect no such assurance in the future. Thank you for watching. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more thought-provoking content. Only on Cretonium.